Yesterday, Congress, let me get to this, Senate Democrats gave a huge concession to the Republicans. The Republicans wanted to, the Democrats wanted to reform the way the IMF works. These reforms were worked out by all the other IMF countries, principally the European countries, the developed countries. And everybody has signed off on these reforms except the United States. And the reforms basically give more say in the IMF to smaller countries, make it less of just a tool of U.S. foreign policy, and give the IMF more flexibility. The Senate, at the president's request, wanted to give $1 billion to Ukraine in loans and I think $100 million in direct grants. And the Republicans said, we won't do that unless you kill these IMF reforms. It's totally bizarre. And so the Democrats said, we're not going to kill them. And the Republicans said, well, we will go along with the IMF reforms if you will include in this legislation a rider that says that the IRS investigations into the Koch brothers and Karl Rove in 501c4 dark money funds stop. If you will make illegal the IRS investigations into the Koch brothers and Karl Rove, the Republicans said, then we will go along with the IMF changes. So, first of all, that's the level of bizarre, nonsense politics that's happening in this town. But beyond that, the Democrats finally rolled over and said, okay, fine, no IMF reforms. We still want to give $1 billion to Ukraine. Here it is. And the Republicans let the vote go through. It passed the Senate. It's going to the House. It's probably going to pass the House. Meanwhile, they can't get unemployment extended for Americans. This is the situation in our Congress right now, with the Republican filibuster in the Senate and the Republicans controlling the House of Representatives, is that they will give $1 billion to the people in Ukraine, but they won't give a damn penny to unemployed people across the United States who are looking at foreclosure, who are looking at being homeless, who are not able to feed their kids, who are having to have their children who are in school drop out of school, in college or in private school, because they can't afford to pay, who can't afford gasoline to drive themselves to a job opportunity, who in fact have lost their cars to repossession. These Republicans are unwilling to help the unemployed people in the United States, but they're sending $1 billion to Ukraine?
This is the Thom Hartmann Program.